We strayed so far from the first episode.
Yeah,
We like in the first episode,
that's,
Annis came in badass slaying monsters, and like we strayed from it for a little bit. Then a dragon came. We had a dragon fight that was it was good. It could have been better considering it was a dragon fight and the ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Herbal Synergies, the shop. I am your host Synergy. With me as always, Irby.
what up?
What's up, Irby? How's your day going?
It's going swell, just like any other day. I'm here. It's 420. What's up?
Oh yeah, I guess it is. You ain't wrong, which technically means you right.
I'll be right most of the time,
Damn.
but they can't handle the truth.
All right, well, I'm gonna kick us off with my flavor this week, and
Hmm.
once again, it's coming out of Hell's a Paradise.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. So there's this moment because all these criminals are on an island with a supervisor, and they're supposed to be tied up. Not everyone's following those rules, and Gabimaro, my boy, thought it was okay for him not to follow the rules too. But Homegirl was like, nah, tie your hand. So while he's tying his hand, he got hit over the head, weapon broke. He got hit over the side, weapon broke. He got hit again, and the weapon broke. And he finally, during all this, he finally got his hands tied. So then he, with his hands tied, launched Big Boy into the air. All his weapons fell off his container, and he visually pinpointed a pole, did a front roll to avoid all the other weapons, and used the heel of his foot to catch a pole and launch it into the dude's midsection. Gabimaro the Hollow is a is someone you want to be watching this season of anime.
He might be someone.
That he is. That he is. Irby, do you have a flavor?
I do. I'm gonna get this flavor to my boy, My man got two grimoires. I was like, what?
Oh, you started
That's
reading Black Clover
crazy.
again.
I did because I was bored.
Oh,
And so yeah, I was like, oh, what? I got two grimoires. Psh, crazy. But yeah, that was one of my fancies this week. Um, yeah, there's some other stuff from another show.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I want to give it to. Cause I was like, oh, that's crazy. You have two grimoires. That means Asa should have two grimoires coming up soon. He's not to be outdone.
I was like, what? No, it makes no sense.
Yeah. He'll get his grimoire.
I'm still not a fan of Asta's muscles, but yeah.
Is it because he got muscles like you wish you could get?
Nah, that's too bulky, dog.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
He's a short dude that relies on his physical ability. He shouldn't um, compromise speed for power. It's like when Goku and they were training for Cell, and like Vegeta thought because he can max out his muscles, he was stronger. And Goku was like, nah, you don't want to get stronger, but get slower.
I mean, technically, the bigger your muscles are, the faster you are supposed to move when running and such.
But you're also carrying more weight.
But it's not in terms of like an athlete. Like you're supposed to have like I think more muscle per square inch to like do some stuff.
But like how
Like
how many? And I'm speaking on like a professional sense on like people who run. How many bulky runners do you see?
it depends because they're bulky runners, but they're not like like not like how Asha looks, but they're pretty bulky people.
Yeah,
If that
like I
makes sense.
believe they're lean.
But the people, like what I'm saying is like the people like the because the key thing was like strength, but it's like he looks bulky, but he's strong. But I'm saying like, all right, if me and you were in the same boat, and let's say you could put up a 405 and I could put up 405, like your strength would be different than my strength because of our sizes and weights. Like you, let's say you put up like twice your body weight, and I can only put up whatever twice your body weight is. Like my muscle strength per whatever is not gonna be as high as yours since you're not the same as me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like it also factors into like you're taller, so your stride is wider. And ultimately, if strength becomes a variable in like speed, it's really your leg strength because like
Yeah,
it's the strength in which you can kick off the ground.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the strength, like back when I used to be fast, I used to be able to throw up some numbers. But I
Like
mean, I probably
if someone like bulked up just their legs, I think they'd look weird. But you can convince me that guy is fast as shit.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, he has no upper fucking body and his legs are beefy as hell. One kick on the ground, he should be moving 10 feet per step.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he just because he bulked up, he's not necessarily slow.
Nah, that's the slow. He's just compensating by flying on that big ass sword.
I don't know. My man be moving though.
Because he got wings, dog. He got a cheat code. He said I can fly, so I can put on weight.
Yeah, I think you just a little hating on the G.
Nah, that's too much. Too much. Too bulky.
Maybe I don't know. I'm fine with the form.
Hmm.
It's okay.
But
But yeah,
how do you wanna kick this off? If I'm not mistaken, you didn't pick another anime, right?
no, I did. I told you it was Buddy Daddies.
When did you tell me that?
When you asked me what you going to watch, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Buddy Daddies.
I think I vaguely remember. I didn't watch that.
My man.
Listen, I've been waiting. I forgot when I asked you. I was just waiting, and then I was like, I should have asked. I really should have. I chalked it up to maybe you just wanted to finish Magical Revolution and like start two brand new shows together, and it made
I
sense to me,
guess
so I
we
never asked.
I guess we can just go do that now. Two brand
Yeah,
new
I
shows.
forced it.
Yeah.
My bad. Buddy Daddies, is that a Crunchyroll?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyrolls.
All right. Well, so
And
what do we?
that had some funny parts of that too. I was going to say, but I guess I'll say that for next week.
My bad. What do you want to talk about first? I'm gonna put Buddy Daddies on my list.
Shoot. Say, but two shows we can really let's go ahead and start kick off with the high card, smashing in with Magical, and then wrap it up with some Revengers.
You don't want to finish up with Magical?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, dog, that
I'm
was a
good either
disappointment.
or, but
Well,
I figured season finale you might have wanted to
play. That was me summoning my card to play.
okay. All right, no, we're summoning episode 6, I guess. Take back
Yeah.
5. So apparently the first king of the Foreland had all 52 cards. According to the lore we've gotten up to this point, a card really chooses who their wielder is. So I guess all 52 cards, like the king of the Foreland, the first king.
Yeah. I
But
think um I think it's kind of important to note here how those 52 cards came about. Are you going to speak about that a little bit?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, they told you how the 52 cards came about. Um essentially there was four lands that they were talking about, and it was like a mage and a young boy appeared, and he told the people send their best 13 knights. Ringing a bell.
Nope.
Mm. So
Not fucking all. And I felt like I paid attention, but I guess not.
yeah, okay. Well, I'll uh I'll speak about that a little bit. So essentially,
Guys, this is my anime. What the fuck am I doing?
you might not have been watching. Might have been doing some other hanky panky.
Nah, I watch it in sub, bro. I can't afford to watch anything else.
Yeah, you might be watching some, but anyhow, so essentially, uh, the knights came through and they gave like a blood oath to the boy. So it was four kingdoms at 13, which creates 52 cards, and essentially they did a blood oath, and they all fought in the war, and pretty much they died, and their spirits were kind of imbued in the cards because they took the blood oath, and then the king got all 52 cards and slaughtered the invaders from the foreign land, and that's how he became king.
Aha.
Yeah, so you weren't wrong when you said he got all 52 cards, but I think that
Yeah, I
was
just
kind
missed
of
the entire beginning part of that.
yeah, you did.
Maybe I was like looking at the title so I can write it down. I don't know, because I always forget to write down the name of the episode, and the beginning episode plays while I'm doing that.
I'd say, or maybe you just skip to the good parts.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't skip. I watch. Anime episodes are like 20, 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes long. There's no need to skip them. And
Mm,
like those episodes consist of an intro you can skip and an outro you don't need to watch.
yeah.
Um, I just had it buddy daddies into my watch list, and I actually did mean to watch this one. It has already, just from the reels on Instagram, it has already given me anxiety. Just from something that I think I know is gonna happen, and it was just like, ooh, if
Yeah,
what happens, if what actually happens that I think is gonna happen, like I already have anxiety, and I didn't even watch it yet.
yeah, it's the first episode was kind of good. It ended. I was like, oh man, like that's not a definitive answer. I kind of need to watch the next one. But I
And
watched the
now you
first few
gotta
minutes of the
wait.
next one. Yep. Now I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna take the notes on it. I
That
just
takes
say go.
great notes, though.
Yeah, I do because apparently you missed a few things in your notes.
Yo, you carry me, Irby.
I was like, my man ain't even gonna talk about how they got there with the cards. But anyhow,
52
continue.
pickup, motherfucker. Damn.
Continue.
it's a it's a worldwide game now.
Shoot.
So he gets all 52. So we got a little history. The five of diamonds makes an appearance. Um, Now you got me questioning if I'm missing key parts of this, but I'm just gonna go with it, and you can throw in what you feel is necessary.
I'll interject. Yeah, I just thought that was worth noting how they got the
Yes,
cards
it was. It was worth noting.
because the four kings were like at Spadia and some other stuff. I was like, oh, so
I think all the kingdoms were like a play on the
the
suit.
cards.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but they're holding an auction, not election, auction for the five of diamonds, and our guys at the dealership are planning a heist. The main problem with this heist is Finn is seasick. My boy, he doesn't do good on boats. He's already throwing up. It's already too much. But the episode must go on. So they plan on swapping the five of diamonds out with a fake. And this plan that Leo has consists of everyone, but he was gonna change the plans because no one anticipated Finn being seasick. So Leo intervenes and like sweet talks
Chris.
Chris intervenes. All these names. When I actually wrote names. I missed the times when I didn't write names. Okay, so Chris intervenes. He says, Finn said he could do it. I believe him. He sweet talks Leo into letting Leo carry out the plan. Okay, no problem. Here is the plan. It is just for Leo to buy time bidding against
King of Hoo Hoo.
King of Hoo Hoo when it's time to bid on the card as the heist progresses. So in the plan starts off with Finn swiping a manager key. He swiped a key. He like got seasick, but swiped the key. In the middle of throwing up into the ocean, he gave the key to Veggie Juice, who put it in a drink. Vijay, walking towards Wendy, gave Wendy the drink. Wendy bumps into a guard, gets him wet, and then gets the key accidentally on the floor, and distracts the guard by bringing him into her room, so Chris could come in and grab the key. Chris and while Wendy distracted the guard, they had Vijay grab an onion or something like that and grow his green vines from the onion into the vents and grab the key card from the guard that Wendy was flirting with, sort of, to distract him. So when Chris was going to security, he had the key. He had his hands up. Security guards were getting suspicious because he wouldn't show the key card. And then Vijay finally slipped the key card into his hand. Boom. Access granted. You're in. Bada bing, bada boom. Grabs the card. Takes card to the elevator. Leo is bidding with... I'm sorry, no he's not. It hasn't even started yet. Chris is in the elevator, and King suddenly calls a halt to everything going on. So I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, cool. The man has his goons interfering with Chris. He comes back, they start bidding on the card, and Leo has a feeling he can't lose this, so they're going back and forth because he can't get a hold of Chris. Chris is fighting that dude who was... Yes. And he was a electric dude?
Yeah, I was like, oh, my man. I was like, he got electricity. I said, that'd be nice. My man, Kiowa.
Kilo, best support in Jump Force, by the way.
You said, yeah. Best cheese.
Yeah, best support in Jump Force. Keeps the guy right in front of you and do whatever combo you want. But Chris is fighting Electric Dude. Wendy is drunk out of her ass. Finn is seasick but making his way to Chris. He pulls out the bullet, the two of spades, and is aiming the gun at the Electric Dude, but then he has to barf, so dude gets the upper hand. He puts Chris in a tough spot, so Chris just kicks the freaking card onto the platform, in which Leo and King get into a bidding war. It was getting really intense, and then when Leo was about to bid, Finn came out the back room with the card, and then fell onto Leo, so Leo couldn't bid. Which after the commotion, you're still going with the bid. You should have been like, "Where's the customer service there?"
Yep.
Vijay, King won the bid, but telekinesis lady showed up in a helicopter and just swiped the whole platform. So neither of them got the 5 diamonds.
Yeah.
The mafia landed it, and we ended the episode there.
Yep. Except King was complaining because no one wanted to give him the interview or whatever, saying like, "Oh, he actually outbid him." Like
Oh
no
yeah,
one
no
could
one. Yeah,
found,
no one cared about it.
no one cared, and we found out that Bliss is a dutiful father. Also, think worth noting here too is he's not a bad looking African American character.
Correct, correct, correct.
So some representation there.
Hey, listen. I think people are realizing we gotta stop being racist. Not everybody could look like a Mr. Popo.
Yeah, that was goodness awful. But yeah, I was like, my brother Smooth, he kind of got a fade. I said, yeah, ain't too bad. So yeah, good episode. Waiting on it to come through. So let's get on to some manga here, some super.
Let's do it,
Uh, yeah, not too much happening in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. The
man.
Piccolo, yeah, Piccolo fight starts. My man, notable here, he got his arm shot off, but he grew back in the middle of the fight and choked dude with the freshly grown arm. Uh, then was it say Gamma Blast Piccolo? He thinks he killed him, and Piccolo like scurried away. And then Piccolo follows him to the base. I like this because he does a little bit of undercover work. Meanwhile, he looks way bigger than everyone else that's in there, and they think he's a new recruit. So we find out that Goku, they have Goku listed. Yeah, he at the Red Ribbon Army. Goku's listed as a mid-tiered lieutenant, which I thought was funny. Um, and Boma's apparently the head. And they come out with a Cell Max. I'm like, ooh, buddy. I actually thought about the other day. I was like, they ought to bring back Cell. He was an enemy that was gave them fits, but
Do you
he
actually
might be
not know
back.
anything about this movie?
No, I don't. I like to stay under a rock.
All right, all right. I look forward to your surprises, at a later date.
Yeah, maybe if it ever happens, I might just decide to stop reading it.
Maybe in another 2 months. Although Akira's tired drawing manga, so
Yeah,
will we get
yeah,
another chapter?
probably not.
You ought to
But
watch it if we at some point.
I do plan on getting the stars for 6 months, like $3 a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't done it yet. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I plan on doing that and then watching some movies. Gonna watch some My Hero movies.
I just read on that Crunchyroll, I guess, released the latest Reincarnated as a Slime movie that just came out in theaters. I think
Yeah, I do see that.
yeah, I think you can just watch it on Crunchyroll now.
Yeah, we'll see about the DBZ movies. But yeah, so so then Piccolo contacts Bulma, wants him to get in contact with Goku and Vegeta, and then he flies off to start preparing to fight. And Goku's training Broly. That's what it looked like to me at the end. So
Yes, sir.
I'm like, man, like you just bring Broly out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. They needed to throw Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and blah 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 into the movie to get like a lot of people interested in it because they're like it's a movie about Gohan. I think that lost a lot of people's interest.
And Gohan was the coldest character. I like Gohan, but
I liked Teenage Gohan,
if he would
and
have
I
kept the
briefly liked
same,
Ultimate Gohan.
yeah, if Gohan would have kept the same energy and training and fighting, he probably would have. He probably would have liked him better, but then he turned out to be a book nerd.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was cold and he had like that devil may destroy attitude, and that was it.
Oh, Gohan.
Yeah. And so let's move on into some jujutsu here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So uh Geto wants to make a rule from barring new players to enter the game, but it conflicts with rule number 7, so he can't do that. So he ends up forcing a glitch. And then we also find out that there's like 4 pivotal barriers of Tegan that he just all around Japan, and they're they're called it like a bond barrier, and this is kind of what the game is based on. And so uh, it's also referred to like a pure barrier. And if
Mm-hmm.
Tegan would have released the barrier, the game would have ended. But then if he released the barrier, he would have to redo the whole ritual of the reclaim barrier technique and this and that and the other. So that's why he didn't do it, because a whole bunch of people would die, because all the cursed spirits would get out and kill folks. And then we're going back to the glitch, and he did it through because he didn't want to release the barrier. And it makes another rule that the game ends when all players other than Megami and Geto are dead. I'm like, oh man. And so then we get to it looks like a Sukuna. He said, yeah, take the Sukuna with me or something. I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
Yep.
Then, yeah, everyone's planning stuff and they're trying to get Setoru Gojo out of the box. And once they get him out, they think that he'll be able to help them fight, which he probably will. So,
Well,
but yeah,
Gojo, I can imagine that well, I can't imagine, but like, what if even though he's sealed, he can still like what if the cube he was in was kind of similar to like a hyperbolic time chamber? Like, time is not progressing any slower, but like he can also like still train in there and whatnot.
I feel like it's like a binding thing.
Spellbinding
With
circle.
yeah, like he's just in there. He can't move, can't do anything, but he could just be in there, just amassing amounts of curse energy. I would say maybe it's more so like how when Frieza was trapped and he all he did was meditate and he got that gold form.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Um. Yeah. Yuji, my boy, my poor boy Yuji. My man said, "I don't care what I have to eat to
I
defeat
just
Sukuna." I think
kill
my
him.
man's about to go finger hunting.
Yeah,
So I got
but
15. Then might as well
essentially,
eat the last 5.
essentially, he still has the all of the residual curse things. It's kind of like the buildup of having Sukuna with so long still gives him curse energy. So
Yeah. What's I was gonna compare it to like, and it's not. It's different. I was gonna compare it to Naruto and Kurama absorbing Minato's Kurama. But like the more I thought about it, the more that just seemed wild how like the Kurama Minato had was technically dead at some point, but still was able to fuse with Naruto's Kurama.
well, they say that like chakra is just like energy in general. So I could see why that could just be a thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's like how they took the residual Nine Tails energy and put inside of that Utah guy. So, but yeah,
I
it
remember
was
Yuta.
it's exciting. I can't wait till the next chapter. We have to wait a week.
Dragon Ball? No, Jujutsu, my bad.
Jujutsu. Yeah, you went back a whole
I
5
was
minutes.
just like, what? What are you talking about? It's a month at least. All right.
Yeah.
Revengers. Episode 5, Love Never Dies. This episode, there is a lot to talk about this episode, but there's not a lot I need to say to go over this episode.
Hmm.
So this episode starts with Hana searching for her friends who are twins, and the twins, they were recalling that anytime they were lost, that Hana told them to wait by like a Buddha statue or something like that. These are two kids that live on the mountainside or that poor area. And I guess she came across them when she was visiting her mom's grave because Hana's mom is dead. Is died. I almost said is died. Um, Hana gets Kurama and Karima. I'm gonna just call him Raizo. It's easier. It gets Raizo and Soji to look for the kids as well. The kids met creepy clown dude, Doan, who you could tell right away was sketchy. I was like, oh, this dude's sketch.
Man, look like a real Kelly.
Yeah. uh, while they're searching, Soji is keeping an eye on this kite battle competition that Neo is in, and he bet like all of his money on it. And she's obviously, because the character she is, she's going crazy on him. Doan approaches Ewan and tries to get Neo back. She looks over at Ewan for some reason. Why, I have no idea, but to further the plot, I guess. And sees Doan and like loses. Like it shocks her. Her kite goes down. Soji's broke again. But at the end of that scene, Ewan still refused to give Neo back. Now, they're Raizo and Soji have no luck finding the kids. Neo sneaks into Doan's camp. Says what's up to him. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to like formulate the words and it's not coming out. Says what's up to him and like filling him out and like she's like, you can tell she has like a lot of resentment towards him, but like
Ulterior motives.
yeah, and like Doan calls her like an abomination, like a monster amongst monsters, and like someone she needs to have. And so Neo could get revenge. She gives the coins to the twins so they can bite. So they both bite it, and she brings it back to Ewan, where Doc Teppa and Ewan are like questioning, like they know how she got it and they're not okay with it. But Soji's like, a coin's a coin. Since when do we start deciding when a coin isn't like legit? Someone has a vendetta to settle, and we settle it with a coin. And I was like, listen, I can't refute that. You're not in a. You guys aren't exactly doing something where like you can just up and decide we're better than that. In a way, but Neo sets it up. Soji and Raizo, they get the first swing of things, and Doc Teppa also gets a swing of things. They're infiltrating, and Doan has protectors. Doc Teppa ends up getting into a strength contest with their big guy. Raizo and Soji end up fighting this fat fire breather and this throwing knives guy, which originally Raizo had the fat guy, Soji had the knife thrower, but it wasn't working out for them, so they ended up swapping, and they got both of them and ended up setting the whole place on fire.
I did like how they did the swap mid fight though.
Yeah, and then like Raizo, like since he had a sword, he can just deflect the throwing knives. And then Soji, since Fatty can't move, he just punctured the machine he was using to do the fire. And Doc Teppa, I think he just killed the dude by throwing him.
Yeah. It messed them up.
Yeah, it just completely overpowered him. So at this point, the carnival is on fire. Um, the kids. There's one lady who's generally concerned about the kids, and like she's there, but like they're locked up, but she's like trying to take care of them and like ease the burden on them as much as she can. Ewan
Yeah.
slides her the key to get the kids all out of safety, and the twins go back. Decide like we're not leaving. We have Hana. It's like it's not like we don't have anything. And Neo is in the tent with Doan. Which to me, here's the crazy part. Neo was gonna like basically said, you can't have me all to yourself. You know that there's only one way you can have me forever. And like he was on the same page with her, and he wanted to like strangle her, and she was gonna let it happen. But like I don't know if she was really going to let it happen. But he couldn't do it. She was too precious to him. And then she goes, and then you can be all mine. And like he gladly gives his life to her, gladly. So she kills him. Ewan watches, and boom, Neo got her revenge. I'm questioning. I really would like to know, and I don't think I'm gonna know if Neo would have actually let him kill her, but I don't know.
Yeah, he might have. I wouldn't see why not.
But towards the end of the episode, the Doc Tappa and Ewan were having a discussion. They were talking about Tappa and his old ways, and doing all this keeps him in check. So I'm curious to see a little of his backstory and see how he might have been worse.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with his Hawk Gear 2 form.
Yeah. I was like, oh, look at my man.
Yeah, he just like gets bulkier and red and steam.
Yeah. Shoot.
A little disappointed I didn't get to see Ewan kill someone this episode.
I'm not. He's killed enough people already.
Hey, he's a man of faith.
Especially people that didn't need to be killed.
Damn.
He's a travesty.
Shall we?
Maniac. Maniac.
Shall we
And
discuss
with
the?
this disappointment.
Oh, you're disappointed?
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Damn.
You telling me you're not disappointed?
Um.
Exactly. You had to think too long. So, this installment of the finale of Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and Genius Young Lady. Their magical revolution. So, they return to the palace to start the fighting, right? And they keep talking about how they don't want to let the other one win because that means that the other one have to give up on their dreams. And they don't want to see that. They want the best for each other. And they want them to be happy. So they fight a little bit. And Anna's like, why do this when you can go live your life without any burdens? And she's like, she's like, oh, this is what I want to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Honest is crying and asking Yuffie not to do it. Do it. Uh, yeah, she's like, why don't you? I just want to be queen. And I had this thought here, like when she was queen, can't she just do whatever she wants? She's the queen, and her subjects have to listen to her, so she can be like, all right, I'm reinstating magicology. I'm doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah, but
But
for some reason she doesn't want to do it without like the council's support. Like I am 100% certain. Which towards the end of this episode doesn't even fucking make sense anyway, because Yuffie lets her do it all. But
yeah,
I'm 100% certain that the townspeople itself, the people in the kingdom itself, would accept Yuffie. But I think that weapon, the dude that sharpened Yuffie's sword, knew that like Honest would change who she was to please the nobles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured too, because I was like, cause I just would have told y'all can kick rocks. I ain't getting married. I ain't got to produce no heir. And like she was so like, I have to do this for my be my father's daughter and this that and the other and mother's daughter and do it protect the kingdom like how they want to protect the kingdom. And I'm like, stop. Be happy. Be yourself. So, but yeah. So she could change if she wanted to. She just can't. And then Yuffie's like, I can't let you do that. And she's like, I can't let you live in a world that wants to hurt you. She's like, I want to be your only wound. I'm like, oh, here we go. Finna get nice with the fighting now. She's like, I want only your happiness. And so this is when Anya unleashes her dragon, and then Yuffie summons her spirits,
Yeah,
and yeah, and
Yuffie a Chico, bro.
she is, and Lumi's like, oh, it's done. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And this is the whole thing that like gets me with this because there's no they I think they clashed swords for like all of like 3 hits, and then they went on about their business.
It was hardly a fight.
Yes, and that is why I'm truly disappointed. Like the whole thing lasted less than your first time, but I was like, what?
We strayed so far from the first episode.
Yeah,
We like in the
I
first episode,
just,
Annis came in badass slaying monsters, and like we strayed from it for a little bit. Then a dragon came. We had a dragon fight that was it was good. It could have been better considering it was a dragon fight and the first fight we've seen since the beginning.
yeah,
I don't know, bro. Like Honest and her brother had a better fight than that shit.
yeah. It just, oh man, I'm just like, man, disappointed in it. But she
I agree. The fight could have been
honestly,
better. I agree.
yeah, like you did all this build up, and I'm thinking it's gonna be knockdown, drag out for like at least 5 minutes.
No, overwhelmed her.
Yeah, they just shot it like, whoo, unleashes the one hit quitter.
It wasn't even spirit contract Yuffie. It was like regular ass Yuffie with the sword Honest made her.
Yeah, I mean, but it could have been spirit contract because Lumi was like, "Up, it's done," because she summoned forth the spirits. So I'm like, it could have
I
been.
think it was because she managed to combine the spirits. But like, bro, you have a dragon power that I don't even know we saw like your max potential with this. Like, this show's done. This show
Yeah,
probably there's a high percentage of a chance that there is no season 2 to this.
yeah, I don't think it'd be season two.
I don't even think we scratched what Honest should have been able to do with those dragon powers.
Yeah, like I just feel like the one hit quitter, and she didn't even try to block it. She just sat there and
She
ate it
just took it. Where did Yuffie even learn how? First of all, how many times do you see Yuffie use that sword?
a few
Suddenly she knows
times,
how to
like three
combine
times.
all the
Yeah,
elements.
and the spirits went in the sword. She asked for the spirits to come out, and so they did, and they helped her. I'm just like, I'm like, man, it could have been way better, but it just wasn't. She didn't even block it.
Nah, she took it. She was like, you know
She
what?
ate
She's
it,
right. I don't want this,
took it right on the chin.
bro. I thought Yuffie almost killed her. I was like, bro, like it kind of looked brutal.
I knew she wasn't gonna die.
I don't think she wasn't gonna die, but it was like, damn, bro, it's kind of brutal. And she just took it. That was a heavy hit.
Yeah, and so we get some more weepy Hoshi right here. And Honest then admits that she wasn't okay, and this, that, and the other. And then the parents come in, and Honest apologizes for being a useless daughter. And I was like, "Oh, you're not a useless daughter." So then we fast forward a little later in the night, and Honest goes to Yuffie, tell her why she was hung up with me and Queen. And I'm also a little disappointed in this part too, because it just like you could have just left this whole part out. Didn't even need to do this.
Oh,
But
the
the secret, she's harboring a secret that she was reincarnated from a different world
yo, it had nothing to do.
with anything. Like we could have been, you could just left that whole part out and just
That's
had
what I'm
them.
saying about these animes, bro. Like they ride the reincarnated trope so hard. It's just like not everything that comes out now has to be a reincarnated story. She could have just been a
Yeah,
troubled princess. It would have been completely fine. The story would have been completely fine. I mean, that last fight would have still been a little disappointing, but everything else would have made complete sense without the reincarnated part.
yeah. Because I figure if you're gonna bring it up, at least show what she was before, who she was, like her life. If you're gonna do it that way, didn't do any of that. And essentially, she just like, yeah, was going to plan on taking this to the grave. I haven't told anyone, and she tells her she was reincarnated and how she really wanted to use magic. And she thought that because she was born reincarnated, that it erased the real Honest. And she's like, no, you're not a fake. This, that, and the other. It's like all your feelings were here, and this, and you saved me from a dark place, and they just keep talking, da da da.
There are
Eh,
very, very few reincarnated animes that I would say actually pertain to like they're actually good in a way where like them being it being like a reincarnated makes sense. Like reincarnated as a spider, that whole story makes sense with the class and all that. Slime makes sense with Rimuro using his knowledge and like manga and stuff like that, and like all of his intelligence to build his own kind of kingdom. Jobless reincarnate, the traumas of this dude's life keeps coming up. And Pete, I don't want to go too much into it because Pete's watching it right now. He's gonna see more. Re Zero, Re Zero, I would say makes more sense than it doesn't, but like I would need to refresh my memory on Re Zero. But I didn't have a problem with Re Zero. But all these other ones, it's just like complete like Wise Man's Grandchild, unnecessary.
I think the ReZero one though, like that makes the reincarnation makes more sense because he always is getting reincarnated per se.
Yeah, he is always getting reincarnated, and then he had some like trauma from his previous life, but like Wise Man's Grandchild, unnecessary,
Yeah.
completely unnecessary story. It comes up very first episode and never comes up again. He could have just been a genius, a wise man's
From the
grandchild, and like
yeah.
could have been a genius.
They could have just been like, oh, some random baby was found in the woods and we just raised him as our own.
And he's
And
OP. He just has this understanding of magic that no one else has. That would have been completely fine.
yeah.
But carry on. I derailed us from the rest of the episode.
Yeah. So then um yeah, they start to share another moment and then they share a kiss and Honest is like, oh, he said you're only supposed to kiss the ones you love. And essentially Yuffie's like, oh, I did. I do love you. And I'm just like, oh, it's out of loyalty and friendship, right? Da da da. She's like, just let my feelings be known. And she kisses her, shoves her back in an end scene. I was like, okay. Disappoint us yet again right here. That's another disappointing episode. But it's not disappointing, but I feel like they could have handled it differently. But there's not gonna be another I don't think there'll be another season per se.
No, I don't think there will be.
Yeah. So then Yuffie's installed as queen, and they're like, "Yeah, got her as an older sister to you, um Honest is gonna be your older sister. I'm like, oh, now maybe a little weird, but hey. So then essentially asking what kind of queen she's gonna be. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be a nice queen. I'm ushering this new age for magic for everyone. Everyone's gonna have magical freedoms to do things. And this is when the preparations for everything start. They're getting magical items together. And we see that Orphans goes back to his love of gardening and flowers. And my girl Yuffie had a sword made for Honest, and she named it Celestial. And the whole shingding happens. And yeah, they invented a coat and dress that will allow people to fly, and they take off flying at the party. And another note here, Honest, they start talking, and Honest is like, "Oh, live a long life, Yuffie." She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to find a way to be immortal too." And I'm like, maybe that dragon's curse is to be immortal. You ever think about that one?
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'm like, huh, I might do that. The dragon, she might be immortal because the dragon's curse. Because he said, yeah, he'd be cursed, but I don't think we essentially found out what the curse was per se.
Nah,
So
he just said, I'm gonna curse you and bada bing, bada boom. Cursed.
yeah, because I think that dragon lives for a long time, so she could become a dragon. But yeah, they fly off. They do amazing fireworks over the city and says blessings for all. And that part ends, and then they get to the next day where they start eating breakfast. They have to be somewhere, and so she Yuffie, yeah, Honest kisses Yuffie, and she's like, "Oh, when you gonna kiss me on the lips one day, whatever?" And then she ends up kissing her, and then they run off to what they got to go do.
It's really interesting that Yuffie is the one that's like being what do I want to say?
Forward,
Yeah, really forward with the feelings when Honest was the one flirting with her at the first.
yeah,
We really derailed from the
initial. It's like they flipped.
we've really left the initial character portraying.
Yeah, I'm just like, man. Yeah, I mean, it ended the episode. I feel like I'm just really disappointed in that fight.
Oh, the fight held on to you, huh?
I was like, oh, we should have a. I expected to be about bad as Al's fight going on, but no, it wasn't.
Nah, it was very quick, one sided.
It was like do a one shot, one attack each, and be done. It's like pretty much like the old West.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, mm, I was sad, but yeah, that's it. I'll pick another show, and I'll make sure you know the shows
Yo, text me,
this
preferably on my phone. Just text it to me. I don't listen, dude. Even
Yeah,
when I'm
no,
trying to, I don't, because I asked, and apparently you told me right after I asked, which means I made an attempt to figure it out, and it still went in one ear and out the other.
yeah, because it's buddy daddy that had something funny, boy.
My bad, Vero, and it is
I
on
was
my
like,
list, so
yeah,
I am looking forward to watching that.
yeah, it's really funny. I like I like both of the I don't know if you call them daddies per se, but
They're
yeah, the
buddies, but they're
one,
both daddies to her.
yeah, I don't even know about that one yet. I just think one's a daddy, the other one's just there. So, but yeah, that's all I got to say. Go and read some more Black Clovies.
I've been reading just to keep you all updated. I'm not finished watching Call of the Night, but I've been reading Omniscient Reader on Webtoon, about 100 and so maybe 60 or 70 chapters, and I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. It's about a guy who read was like the only reader of this one novel, light novel, for 10 years. Like, the first episode had like 1,200 views, and then within 20 episodes, it was down to like 10 views, and then for 10 years, 3,000 and plus chapters, he was the sole person reading and watching. And then, like, once the last chapter came out, the world became a reality, and he was like the only person who kind of knew what was going on. But obviously, because he's a character, not the protagonist, he's a character in the novel. Things change and blah blah blah. So it's, without giving too much away, it's a good read. I would recommend it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to say, Herb?
Nope. Stay in school.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip. Peace.
Peace.